So the first scenario to think about is what if we have a system with only two atoms in it? Can we form a bond? So if I hit play, you're going to notice that the atoms will collide with each other and eventually send one of them away. And what's happening here is that we actually do create a bond for a very short-lived amount of time. However, because of the repulsion of the nuclei, the atoms are being forced away from each other. That's where we're seeing this kinetic energy come from. That kinetic energy is so high that they're forced away. They break the bond that they thought they could make, and then eventually they return to their zero potential energy state. Now, if I refresh this, I can add a third atom in here, and it will help us actually create that bond. This third atom has a very special role. Now, it's going to take me a little bit to figure this out and get this just right. No, reset. Um, let's see. Nope, reset. This is going to take a while. This is so embarrassing. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's talk about behavior of the atoms first. We saw that the gray atoms were able to officially form a bond. We also noticed that there was a collision between one of those gray atoms and this third atom that was entered into the system, right? Now, energy-wise, what was going on? Well, we wanted to form a bond between the atoms, between the gray atoms. But previously, we knew that the kinetic energy was way too high, and those atoms were going to be forced apart from each other. The bond would break, and then that was just the end of the story there. However, we created that short-lived bond, but then that kinetic energy was able to be transferred to that third atom. So notice on the graph here, we have this new purple line here. That's the kinetic energy of that third atom. Notice that the kinetic energy of the light purple, that's of the gray atoms, is a little bit lower than what it would have been if we didn't have that third atom. Because we haven't lost any energy, because we transferred some of that kinetic energy to that third atom, the gray atoms aren't repelled as strongly, and they're able to hold on to the bond that they created at that very beginning stage here. Something that's important to note and remember is that energy has to be conserved, right? Whatever amount of energy we're starting with is what we're ending with. And so if we were to ambiguously count how much energy is here, potential energy, notice we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and some change units worth of potential energy. And in total, we have 1 of the third atom plus 1, 2, 3 of the gray atom. So in total, there's 4 ambiguous units of kinetic energy. So they are the same. That energy is conserved. It's just been transferred and converted from one form to the next.